Little early today, daylight's a little early because it's Wednesday and I like to go live on Wednesdays whenever I'm able to. So we got a couple of things to talk about because we're here at Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. Wow, my nipples are hard. I shouldn't have said that on YouTube. Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. Shout out Roger, local guy here. Absolutely amazing. He's your go-to if you lose a disc here at Oak Grove. He hooked us up with some merchandise. We're going to be repping in the video we're shooting today that'll probably come out probably next week, actually. I think we're caught up and we're shooting some live videos. I mean, live as in I don't have a backlog of videos. If you guys haven't checked out this week's Halloween or last week's Halloween episode, please go check it out. I think it is my favorite episode I've ever edited. It was absolutely a blast to film with Ross and Silent Sammy. But let's get into the meat of what I want to talk about today. So go watch that video, like and subscribe as always. We're going to be warming up today with a new product. New to me, we've had it for a couple months now, but as always, I have a lot in the tank and I'm always busy with content. This is called the Hyzerline. You may have seen it being thrown by some pros. Most notably, I think Anthony Barella was the one I saw throwing it. And it was incredible because you know how far he can throw. And this thing won't go more than 50 feet, ever. It's just, it goes 50 feet. And how it works is you see the disc here, right here. It's connected to a nice string. This string right here, booyah, connected to this lovely parachute with a hole in it that still lets air go through, but the disc lag as it's coming through won't go more than 50 feet in front of you, which means if you're in a field, it's cold, so my nose is running. If you're in a field, you don't have to go and get 1,000 discs like you've seen me do in some other lives. But I'm trying to avoid that kind of lull in the content and be able to show you guys exactly what's happening on screen rather than just me running off back and forth, unless I've got someone here to, you know, help me pick up my disc. But Ross and Tim aren't here yet because they're late. They're late, but they're great. They're late. They'll be here soon. No, I got here early to pick up some merchandise from Roger, like I talked about, and then also get warmed up because today we're going to be doing something. We got 14, 13 people in here. What's up, everybody? I'm Dale. Welcome to Discing with Dale. We're a disc golf YouTube channel, and we're talking about this frisbee here connected to this parachute here that I'm going to throw in order to have the disc fly out, but not very far, not more than 50 feet. And that's not because I'm weak, it's because the disc is designed to do that so that you don't have to go and keep picking up the disc. So let's go ahead and show you guys what this does. So here I am, repping 50 years of the first permanent disc golf course, Oak Grove Community Park, Community Disc Golf Course. So I'm gonna throw this disc at that basket out there as far as possible. And it's only gonna go 50 feet no matter what, no matter how hard I try. Hopefully that was on camera. It should be. I made it wide enough there. I wasn't zoomed in. And you'll see that the disc itself does not go far at all. And watch. Usually when I have to go pick up disc in between throwing sessions, I mean, obviously I throw a bunch at a time, but this is it. Right out here. This is my max. And look at that. I'm already back to you guys, giving you better content. So his name's Dan. I'm forgetting his last name. Dan Hilton, I believe. Dan Hilton is the creator of Hyzerline. I met him at Brangle Terrace Disc Golf Course down south, right before you get to San Diego. And this device is absolutely incredible. And I have not done any content on it yet, and I hate that I haven't, because he was gracious enough to get one of these in my hand for practice, and I've actually used it with my friend Surya, who we've been learning some things about disc golf. And it's a 7.5 -1 for the numbers if you guys are interested. I know there's some geeks out there, my disc golf geeks, that want to know these things. But it's very nice disc. Feels good in your hand. Go ahead and give it another throw here. The way it works, and Dan, I would be remiss if I didn't say, make sure to watch the safety video, guys. You do just put the parachute out like that. Hi, Great Harlot Gaming. Welcome. How you doing? I'm Dale. Nice to meet you. And the key here is to keep the parachute out to your opposite side of your dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so I keep it out to my left side. And the disc flies out without hurting me, without the parachute coming towards me. So you want to make sure it's out towards your side at a good distance, and you throw. Look at that. And it almost feels a little emasculating because it doesn't go very far. But the key is this distance that I have to go is pretty much the maximum distance that I want to go to not be able to lose my mic connection with my cell phone. So for content purposes, if you're a content creator, this thing is absolutely incredible. But I'm talking about if you're just the average disc golfer, because this thing can save your arm a lot of trouble. I know I have a lot of friends, my friend Cody, to be specific, who he likes to warm up before a round, and he's also had some issues with pain in his arm. So maybe over time, obviously if you're injured, don't do this, but maybe over time, you can get your arm a little more used to throwing so that after 18 holes, you don't have an arm that's hurt. I actually just talked to a brand new subscriber. Shout out, Dennis. Just met you on the course moments ago. And thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. And he was asking me if it was worth it. And just everything just worked out great here. I think it is worth it. I like it because I get warmed up, and also I don't have to spend all my time picking up my disc, and I get to play more disc golf. And I get to warm up more too. That's also quite important to it. But what we're filming today, a little sneak peek for those who are watching Daylights, getting to see a little bit of sneak peek into a video that's coming out next week. Also, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you for being here and checking me out. I know this is an earlier time than we usually go live, but I gotta go live when I can go live, right? If you guys haven't watched the Halloween special from last week, please go check it out. I think it's my favorite video I've ever edited. And we dress up like Mario, and Ross dressed like Wario. So it's an incredible video. Go check it out. It's the latest upload on the channel. So a little bit of spoilers for today. These are my first discs ever. My first disc ever that I ever bought. My first putter, my first mid-range DX Shark. If you guys are disc golf fans, you know what these do. I don't want to throw them too much to spoil the video, but I am going to step back here. I'm going to pick up my Hyzerline one more time and throw that. And also, I'm going to throw these discs to get warmed up and see what they do. Those spread out so nicely. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, this is a destroyer. Don't buy a destroyer if you're just a beginner. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not smart. It's not smart. You don't want to do that. Let's throw that Hyzerline one more time. I'm also kind of addicted to throwing the Hyzerline because it feels so good. It's absolutely incredible. I have a disc that doesn't go further than it needs to. Because at the end of the day, if you're in a field throwing, unless you want to see how a specific disc is flying, obviously that's a whole different situation. And kind of like what we just did in the Halloween special, we show you guys some drone footage of disc flight in air. So we can really start to show you guys in our disc review videos what a disc will do for people of all arm speeds. Because in disc golf, there's also a vast difference in how people throw. Some people have fast arm speeds, some people have slow arm speeds, some people are completely average, like me, Dale. Like this throw you're about to see right here. And it sounds cool. You get that whip. You get that whip. And you hear that. So it makes you feel kind of strong, you know? But let me go ahead and get the zoom ready to throw at that basket over there. We're gonna go boom. Also, I realized you guys just couldn't see any of that, so I apologize. We throw that basket right out there. And I'm gonna take you guys back even further for a little baseball Zoom action. Also, we got 6 people and 6 likes. I appreciate you guys are awesome. You know that? Give you guys a little bit more hang time. Trying out these 3 discs here that I haven't thrown in years. Absolutely years. But a much bigger thing is what I've discovered thanks to the local pro Cam Rico, son of some legendary other Ricos, telling me about my follow through and the plane at which I throw a disc. So I'm gonna throw these discs and then we're gonna talk about it, okay? Trying to go for that little tiny black basket out there that you've seen on the channel before. First up, putter. Didn't do anything that I said I was gonna do with my plane. Also, I can't say it was my first throw of the day because I threw the Hyzerline a bunch. So we're gonna try to throw this yellow shark and actually throw it well. Wow, that thing bombs. A little too far there, Dale, a little too far. And finally, the Blizzard Destroyer, which we're gonna try to throw flat, not straight up in the air. Kind of like we just did there. Nice and easy. Well, that was right on line, but way past the basket. I don't even measure how far the basket was. And I definitely needed to throw those discs to begin to learn them for this video today. We got, oh, so it's only 250. It's only 250 feet out there. But what I want to talk about is what I learned from Cam Rico yesterday, which is if you guys are trying to learn how to throw a disc, this may help you. I'm still a beginner, you know, just like you. I mean, beginner's a strong word. I'd like to call myself intermediate. But, you know, I still make mistakes, just like we all do. But he was talking about, sorry, I just didn't need to poke Mike there. He was talking about follow through when it comes to your plane. So if I'm trying to hyzer a disc, my back, right, I should be bent over like this on a plane so that when I come through, right, the disc stays on hyzer. But it's not because of me going like this or like this, which is something I had in my head. The mentality of that for so long was to have the disc doing all this work and my back here. That would cause me to come through and whoop and roll over. So I'd roll over like that. So let's try a couple more of those with the baseball zoom and try to get a little bit closer. So far, the disc I threw though were pretty fun disc to see. So I'm excited to actually try those today. We will keep the baseball zoom and hopefully that looks pretty good on camera. I'm up here, so you guys should be able to see me pretty well, but also see the basket. All right, let's try to get this one close while keeping myself on the plane. Okay, did what I wanted to do in terms of keeping my arm on the plane. My follow through was a little shortened, but it stayed on hyzer, which is nice. Let's try to get this one a little bit straighter. Okay, it flipped up a little bit more. Honestly, what I'm worried about is that because of this new change to my follow through, I don't know what all my discs do. They all do a little bit something different. So this is usually a pretty stable disc. So I think and by stable, I mean straight. I'm going to throw this flat and take off that hyzer angle that I've been working on there. So I'm just gonna throw this one flat. And it still had the correct flight pattern of what the disc advertises. Does that make sense? I know everything's gone to the to the left. But again, just learned this about my swing yesterday. So we are here to learn so that I don't embarrass myself on video. Oh wait, it says on video. We're gonna go ahead and throw this one on hyzer because it will flip up. Again, relearning the disc that I thought I knew. You see that nice flip up? And that's the kind of flight that I want out of that disc. That would be the correct disc. Obviously, we're in a field, and Doesn't matter what you throw, it's dead straight. Now, I'm going to take my most overstable mid-range, and I'm going to do a big Annie shot. And for that Annie shot, I'm going to want to be back right here. So I'm throwing like this, right? Coming across it to get that big Annie angle, because this disc will dump over to the left, all right? You see how it still came back like that? Hey, it actually did what I wanted it to. That's 2 in a row. Let's see, can we go for 3? This one is a fairly straight disc. You guys have seen it before, Mr. Piglet. Also, if there's any comments, I don't know if there are, but I will come answer them in a second. Hello, everybody that said hello. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm Dale. This is Disking with Dale. We're a disc golf YouTube channel. And we're actually at the first permanent disc golf course in the country, Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. Celebrating 50 years. Once again, shout out Roger for the hookup of the outfits. We will be wearing these in today's video. If you guys want to go check out their website, they have some pretty cool stuff on there, aka my shirt and my hat. All right, Piglet, gonna be just flat. Just throw this one straight, nice, straight, and flat. Beautiful. I realized I probably should have put the basket a little bit further back because I'm trying different things. That's okay. We'll also try a couple forehands here. We'll take the disc that was just reviewed in the Halloween special. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. On a little forehand here. Now, he did not watch my forehand because I did not throw a lot of forehands yesterday, but that's okay. Forehands, I feel like I just need to slow down. Also, my tempo is a little bit fast on the tee box, so I will be focusing on that today in today's video as well. That was scooped right up into the air. That was an awful forehand. Please don't even, I'm not gonna say anything negative about my channel because it's not what I would do, but don't throw it like that. I'm gonna keep this one nose down and actually throw it correctly. Changing your tempo though feels very weird. A little bit better. Better for what I'm doing. Notice how all my backhands were way further than my forehands. That's because the forehand is the weaker part of my game. But the idea when it comes to these types of sessions is that I am learning about a change in my game that I'm trying to improve on, because sometimes it can be quite difficult in order to have a change when you're out on the course. So if you don't go out to the field, I know no one really wants to do this, if you don't go out to the field and actually try and get better at what you're trying to change, you're not gonna get better, you know? So all these bad shots, I'm learning from them. Does that make sense? Hope it makes sense, because I know the bad shots aren't fun to watch. But we're gonna go ahead and try some more shots. I'm also gonna take my bag up a little further, because I hope that you guys can see me, and I'm gonna use this as a marker. And I'm gonna run back and forth. Oh wait, look, I'm running back and forth. See if I just threw the parachute, no, I'm joking. Hyzerline. Yeah, there we go, perfect. So that'll be the marker. That's where I'll try to put my foot when I plant it, like right there. See, now I'm just thinking about like where my back is, because it really makes a difference in how that disc comes out. Because now I'm not focused too much on the disc itself and where I have the angle. I mean, I should, that I'm gonna focus on everything, but I'm really just focused on the pulling through and finishing on the same line that the disc is releasing. So if I release like this, the disc should go over and to the right. Want to see some proof of that? See some proof of that. Finishing with my arm this way. This is an understable disc, so it should finish to the right. There we go. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted to see. Now, this is a very overstable disc, and I'm going to Annie it, fall back on it like we did earlier with the overstable mid-range, and have it come back towards the basket. Shout out Sweet Watermelon Disc. You gotta practice, guys. You gotta practice. I know no one wants to, but you got to. There we go. In the basket? Boop. Ah, dang. Okay, that felt good though. Again, trying to change something so radically different than what I'm used to is difficult. I'll throw one more since I'm over here. Let's throw it on their forehand to make us feel better about ourselves. I'm gonna throw a super understable disc, dipped on hyzer, have it flip up and ride straight. Wish that had dropped, but that was exactly what I wanted it to do. Drop it, have it flip up, ride straight. It's really nice after you've warmed up a little bit and actually get to control what you're throwing. All MVP, Grant. Currently, I have all MVP. The first 3 I threw were not MVP. It's for a video today. It's my starter set challenge. We've got a Blizzard Destroyer, which you should never throw as a starter, but that's what I bought, and a DX Shark and a Super Soft Wizard. So everything else is MVP, to answer your question. And Sam, we are at Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. If you guys didn't watch earlier, didn't get to see the beginning of the stream, I'm wearing some Oak Grove merchandise. Shout out my friend Roger. He's also the guy here at Oak Grove. If you lose a disc, text him. His number is on every sign. He will get your disc back to you. He's found so many discs. That man's just like a disc finding fiend, a fiend. But really nice guy. And I want to thank you again, Roger, if you see this. If not, we'll be in contact. We're gonna be wearing it in today's video. Got one of each for Ross as well. Grant, so I work weekends. I call myself the weekend, what do I call myself? The weekend disc golfer? I call myself, I should know what I call myself. Basically, I work weekends. So the issue is a lot of tournaments are held on the weekends, and that is why I'm struggling to play in tournaments. I played in one tournament. My first tournament, it was the MVP Circuit Challenge. It's actually on the channel if you want to go check it out. I look like a little baby holding the disc in the thumbnail. But I loved the experience, and actually just talked to Roger last night about playing in another tournament coming up here. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it. I think it's on disc golf scene, so I can talk about it. And it's a whole weekend to celebrate the 50-year anniversary of Oak Grove Disc Golf Course. And I'm going to be trying to play in that as long as I can get the day off. And Sam, yes, it is an absolutely beautiful course. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Hyzerline again. For those of you who didn't get to see it earlier, the Hyzerline is a disc with a hole in the middle that allows me to throw. Let me get it up here. It's soaking wet now. Let me dry it off. That allows me to throw only about 50 feet because it's attached to a parachute. And you just throw the parachute, get the string off to the right. Let me dry it off so I don't hurt myself. And this disc will only go 50 feet, no matter your power. Anthony Barella, pro disc golfer, threw it. He probably got it 80 feet. I can only get it, 50. But the point is, it'll save you a lot of time and heartache so that you don't have to go and pick up all the discs like I'm gonna have to later. And it can be annoying to have to do that. And also, I didn't warm up the forehand, so maybe that's why. Is that why? No. So if you throw forehand, because you always want to put the parachute on the non-dominant side, unless you switch the way you're throwing, obviously. So move this over a little bit. So I'm going to throw this disc, and no matter how hard I throw it, this thing will not go further than 50 feet. Booyah. Parachute comes out, catches the disc, brings it, it doesn't bring it back to you, but it's already there. You don't have to go very far, which is very helpful for content creators like myself, and also for anybody who is looking to pick one up. Please go support Dan. Dan Hilton is the creator of this. I met him on a disc golf course, and he was gracious enough to hook me up with one of these. And I have not gotten to do all the content I've wanted to do it with. We're also going to do a video at a very small course where we only throw the Hyzerline and try to shoot even par. So that'll be a fun video, look out for that. But if you haven't checked out last week's Halloween special, please go and check it out. Ross and I had a blast being in it. And also, I think Sam had a lot of fun being our cameraman and checking out the crazy antics that your boys get up to. But today we are doing a pretty fun idea for a video. We're taking my first disc that I've ever thrown and trying to shoot 1,000 rated at the first disc golf course. OG disc golf course. But I've got a couple more discs to throw for you guys at that basket out there. And awesome. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that, dude. We'll throw a couple more discs there out at that basket. What I was talking a little bit about earlier was I got the pleasure to film with a local pro, Cam Rico, yesterday. Really cool video coming out. We're playing a whole series based around anime. So if you're an anime fan and a disc golf fan, or one or the other, the two are being meshed together for awesomeness. So we're just gonna do a standstill here and really focus on what Cam was giving me tips on about my throw, which is coming through, following on the plane of where I'm throwing the disc on, and finishing on that plane. So if I go here, right, that disc coming out like that, coming out just like that. So if I want to throw flat, right there, that's where I should go, right? Stroke. So I'm gonna try to throw this one standstill, flat, right towards the basket. Nice, easy throw. Okay, not mad, a little bit off my line for standstills. And in general, all my discs are flying different after changing my swing. But that's the whole point. The whole point is to evolve. It's not to stay the same, right? So you got to get worse before you can get better. Again, gonna throw this flat right towards the basket. Dang. Everything's more stable, which is weird, but also I feel like that's because I'm still hyzering a lot of stuff. Because it's all about here for hyzer, here for flat, here for anhyzer, which means the disc goes here for anhyzer. Obviously flat is flat, and hyzer is dipping to the left for us right-hand, backhand players. Now let's see if we can't get this one with a little more juice towards the basket. That was a little bit better. A little bit short, but that was better than what I was throwing. Try one more here to solidify that. Really get over the disc here. It's crazy because all my discs feel completely different compared to what I was used to just 24 hours ago. So that's a little scary when it comes to creating content for you guys. In order to know what exactly, now it's sunny, I don't have my sunglasses, in order to see what exactly is working and what's not working. But I just wanted to go ahead and do a little update on you guys. But make sure, a couple things. Go check out the Halloween special if you haven't from last week. Go check out Oak Grove's website to get yourself some cool gear, celebrating the 50 years of the first basketed permanent disc golf course. Check out the hat, check out the shirts. They got some cool stuff on there. And some cool stuff coming up that you can learn about on the website as well. But this has been Discing with Dale, and I'm Dale. And I'll see you guys next time.